guys, welcome back to my channel Education and Masti. So in this video I'm going to teach you about units and their types. Means that it's a physics shorts video. In this I'm going to teach you physics. So this is a new subject which I'm going to start. So physics shorts. So in this the topics we are going to deal with are unit. I will explain you what is unit, I will define it and I will explain you. Then we will know about the two types of units, that are fundamental unit and derived unit. So we will know about this type unit, this both unit, and these are the topics which we are going to discuss. So first let's know about what unit is a quantity of a constant magnitude which is used to measure the magnitudes of other quantities of the same nature. So this is the definition of units. So what is actually unit? It is a quantity of a constant magnitude. First we need to understand what is this magnitude. So the basic meaning of magnitude there are, see, when we will dive out you will get to know that magnitude has various meanings, but when we are talking about measurement or in mathematics or in measurement, so the meaning of magnitude comes out to be the numerical value or the quantity. So we can say that is a quantity, okay, we can say it is a quantity or we can say it's a numerical value, okay. So these are the two meanings which we can use when we are doing any measurement or we are doing any calculation in mathematics. So basically unit is a quantity of a constant numerical value, means a constant value we can say, which is used to measure the magnitudes of other quantities of the same nature. Let's take the meaning of the magnitude as value because its actual meaning is representing values. So unit is the quantity of a constant value, means unit is something which is constant, means which is same. Constant means same, okay. Unit is the same value which is used to measure the value of other quantities, okay. Same value which is used to measure the value of other quantities of the same nature. So let's take an example. If you have to understand, let's take an example. Like if the length of a piece of a cloth is 10 meter, which is mean that its length is measured in meter, okay, and it contains 10 times the length of the piece of the given cloth. So from this we can understand that unit is something which through which we can either measure the value of something or we can gain the value of something, or something which we can find out the value of that, okay. So example of unit is length, meter, second, kg, Kelvin, etc. All these are, I am writing symbols, but unit is something which we use, like meter, second, kg, length, etc. are the units, okay. The measurement, the thing which we can through which we can measure something, the quantity through which we can measure the quantity of other thing of the same nature is called unit, okay. Unit is basically something through which we can measure the quantity of something or we can measure the value of something, okay. It is a quantity through which we can measure the value of any other substance or any other object. Like for measuring a scale or not a scale, or for measuring a bottle we need something, we need meter, okay, we need a scale, we need a meter scale or a centimeter scale, right? So centimeter, meter, what it is, all are the units through which we are measuring the bottles. So the units through which we are measuring, it is a quantity through which we are measuring the value of something of the same nature. So this is called unit. I hope it is understandable, and now the examples I have given you of it, like length, meter, second, kg, etc. Whatever unit, centimeter, millimeter, micron, and everything, okay. Unit is something which we put, like 5 meter, 5 kg, 5 seconds, 5 hours, like this, okay. These are the units which we use. These are small abbreviation types, okay, small things, small abbreviations there which are used to measure the value of something. So I hope it is understandable. Now let's move on to their types. As I told you, we will discuss the kinds of units, that are fundamental and derived units. First let's know about fundamental units. So what is a fundamental unit? A fundamental unit, or we can say it is also called a basic unit, is that which is independent of any other unit, or which can neither be changed nor can be related to any other fundamental unit. Basically, what is the meaning of fundamental unit is that it is an independent unit. What is the meaning of independent? Independent means freely, okay, free unit. it does not have any we cannot keep it in any bound. It is a free or independent unit which can neither be changed nor can be related to any other fundamental unit. Means it is a basic unit which is independent of any other unit. The meaning is that it is not derived from any other unit. It is basically made by it itself. Means it is not derived from anything. Like elements, take an example of elements. Elements are not derived by anything. Okay, they are not, means they are made up of molecules, but they are not derived. But compounds, they are derived or they are made from the mixture of elements, or we can say the combination of elements. So like that only, when we come to this units, this fundamental unit, it is a free or independent unit which is not made up of any other unit. Okay, and it cannot be changed or now it can be related to any other fundamental unit. The meaning is samely that it is not derived from any other unit. For example, we can take length. Okay, for example, let's take length. Okay, length. I have taken length. So when I will calculate the volume, suppose when I will calculate the volume, there I will need what? I will need meter cube. Okay, meter cube means length. So there I am using length into length into length. There I am using length. Okay, I am deriving, that is derived unit. But here independent length is not made up of any other. It is a single unit which is independent of itself. It can neither, it will not change, it will never change, or it will never be related to any other fundamental unit. Meaning is that it is a simple unit which it is not derived from any other unit. We can understand it in simple point that it is not derived from any other unit, nor any fundamental, nor anything. It is not derived from any fundamental unit. Okay, for fundamental using unit I am adding a FU. It is not derived from any fundamental unit. Okay, and it is independent. It is independent. It is a free unit. It is an independent unit. It does not changes. It cannot be changed, nor it can be related to any fundamental unit. So I hope fundamental unit is clear to you. Now let's see some examples. Derived units. So derived units are what? So derived units are those which depend on the fundamental units, or which can be expressed in the terms of fundamental units. Means one thing we can understand that this is the opposite of fundamental units. In derived units, these units are dependent. Okay, these are the dependent units. These are dependent on other units. So these are the dependent units, and this can be expressed in the terms of fundamental units. So two things I can say here, that it is not dependent. It means it is dependent unit. It is dependent on what? Dependent on the fundamental unit. It is dependent on fundamental unit. Okay, so two things I can say here is dependent on fundamental units, and one more thing is that it can be expressed also in the terms of fundamental unit. It is dependent on fundamental units and it can be expressed in the terms of fundamental units. Expressed in terms of FU, again I am writing for fundamental units. I am using a short form, but if you have to write fundamental units. Okay, so derived units are basically those which are dependent upon the fundamental units. They do not have any independent existence of their own. Okay, they are dependent. If they will not depend, they cannot form. Derived, by the meaning we can understand that it is deriving or it is taking something from anything. So it is basically a unit which is derived from the fundamental units. We can say it does not have any independent existence. It is derived. It is not independent. Okay, it is derived from a fundamental unit and it can be expressed in the terms of fundamental units. For this thing you need to understand. Okay, for this understanding you need to understand the example first. Like suppose I have taken volume. I have told you in previous also the fundamental units also volume I have taken. Okay, volumes unit when I will take now, it will come for me meter cube. Okay, this is also a unit. I explained you, unit is a thing through which we can measure the value of something. So we can measure the volume of something by using this meter cube. This is a unit, or length cube, whatever we say. The SI unit of length is meter, so meter cube I am using here. So how it is meter cube is formed? When we are multiplying meter into meter into meter. Accordingly, when meter into meter we write, it comes what? Length into length into length. And what we know that length and length, this is a fundamental unit. Okay, so this is a fundamental unit. Here what it is happening, this derived unit is being expressed in the terms of fundamental units. When we do length into length, we get meter cube. How we get meter cube? Because the SI unit of length is meter. So when we do it 3 times, we get meter cube. So here we can understand that it is expressed in the terms of meter cube, because here derived unit is something which is deriving. It is deriving from length here. So when we are multiplying length 3 times, we are getting meter cube, which is the unit of volume. So it is a derived unit and it is expressed also in the terms of fundamental units only. So through this example we can understand what is derived unit. Now let's see some examples of derived.